What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Combat Wire, and today we are finally breaking down the UFC White House card. Just announced it this past weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, they cooked a little bit. Was it worth the hype? We'll get into that, but we're just gonna jump right into this card, talk about how I feel about it, break down the fights, and get right into this. Overall, what we're looking at here, some pretty heavy hitters, some good names here. Matchups are pretty even for the most part, but overall, with what they had, and apparently some fights fell through, and only putting 6 fights on the card, they did a pretty good job. I'll sell them that much. They definitely did a pretty good job on this. But we're going to jump right into the first fight. We got Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Personally, I love this fight. This is a phenomenal fight to make. Both of these guys' styles match up perfectly with one another. Diego Lopez, scrappy striker. He's got a tough ground game, but he likes to stay on the feet. He matches guys on the feet. Steve Garcia, guy's a straight striker. Finishing everybody in the first and second round. Tough dude, strong chin. This is going to be a war. This is going to be a strict stand and bang war. And to kick off the card, what else could you ask for? I don't see either of these guys going to the ground. If Diego Lopez gets caught, maybe he'll shoot, but I don't see it happening at all. This is going to be a barn burner, 100%. Steve Garcia coming in, number 9 ranked, going up against the number 2 guy who just fought for the title. Huge fight for him. Is it a little bit too soon? Is it a big jump? That's something that can for sure be argued. Diego Lopez, like I said, just fought for the title. He's fought for the title twice. He's gone up against the best guys in the division so far, held his own, and he's kind of taken a step back. I don't want to call Steve Garcia a step back because he's a real deal competitor, but going from fighting for the title against Volk to now fighting Steve Garcia, that's a jump in competition. The other way, for sure. So I don't know if I could pick Steve Garcia to win this fight because of that. That's a really big deciding factor for my prediction. And Diego Lopez is about as tough as they get. So prediction-wise, I'm rocking with Diego Lopez by unanimous decision. I don't know if he puts Steve Garcia out, but if he does put him out, I believe it will be by a submission. I don't know if he's going to knock out Steve Garcia or even TKO him. He's going to have to catch him, but Steve's tough. He's got a really tough chin. So, on the other hand, Steve's proved me wrong multiple times, and he's a killer. So, there's potential he could catch Diego Lopez, but Diego's really good defensively, and he's got a hell of a stand-up game, so it's very hard for me to pick against him. So I'm going to stick with that for my prediction. We're going to move up to the next fight here. We got Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dukas. And let me just say right off rip, this might be the stinkiest fight on the card, and it should have probably gone first, but I don't hate it. I don't hate the fight at all. Bo Nickel obviously has got some hype in him. He took a step back after he took that loss to RDR, which going against RDR with less than 10 professional fights, that's probably going to be the outcome 9 out of 10 times. So I don't think he should have got as much hate as he did for that. But this is going to be a good fight. Again, stylistically, it's a good matchup. Both these guys have a very strong ground game. Bo Nickel definitely has the edge in wrestling. But Kyle's a really good submission specialist. He's finished, I think, 12 guys by submission. And he has shocked the UFC multiple times. I just don't see him causing too much damage to Bo Nickel on the feet. I think Bo's probably got him standing up, and any sort of damage he'll be able to do is on the ground, and that's where he's going to want to go. I think Bo Nickel is going to play to that, though, for sure. He's probably going to want to shoot for some takedowns. He knows that Kyle's going to have some submissions, but definitely confident in his wrestling. I like Bo Nickel here, but it definitely could go either way. I see this being a complete grapple fest. I don't know if they're going to stand up at all during this fight. I think it'll be an early shoot and probably a lot of control time. I'm hoping not for a snooze fest because this card really needs to deliver. There's already been a lot of nonsense going on with the announcements and fighters saying that they had fights, like John Jones and Conor McGregor. Like, I know those are two big names to talk about, but there's been so much nonsense going on with this card that really needs to deliver. And is this a fight to make that's going to deliver? I'm not sure. There's two finishers here, but I think their style might cause this to be a decision. I like Bo Nickel, though. Prediction-wise, I like Bo Nickel. I think that he's definitely has less experience, but probably a stronger wrestling game. Definitely a stronger wrestling game. And I think he'll probably be able to control Kyle pretty good. I'm going to stick with Bo Nickel by unanimous decision, but he could shock us with a knockout. I mean, that head kick was insane last time, so I'll give him that. But I'm going to go Bo Nickel decision here. Next fight we got on the White House card is a lightweight banger. We got Michael Chandler versus Mauricio Rufy, and this is a perfect fight. You got two big names. Mauricio Rufy's, wow, excuse me. Mauricio Rufy's bringing himself up, beating these top guys, got himself in the top 10, and Michael Chandler just outside of the top 10. Obviously, not had the most impressive UFC career, but he has fought some of the best guys at lightweight, and you can't blame him for the outcomes in those fights. But I love this fight. Absolutely love this fight. I think both of these guys are going to stand in front of each other, make it a scrap. Michael Chandler likes to play to his opponent's strength, so I see this one standing up. But he could make it interesting if he shoots, gets him on the ground, and makes it ugly. Like I said, I think that's Michael Chandler's best chance to win, to make this fight ugly. Mauricio Rufy is too flowy of a striker. His combinations are as crisp and clean as they get at lightweight. I don't see this fight going good for Michael Chandler if he stands up at all. Mauricio Rufy's already proven that he can strike against the best strikers, and Michael Chandler is nowhere as near as a complete striker as Rafael Fiziev, and Mauricio Rufy dog-walked Fiziev. So, stand-up-wise, Mauricio Rufy all day. Chandler can make it ugly. Might be leaning more towards Chandler. But if I'm doing a prediction for this fight right now, Mauricio Rufy by knockout. Knockout, TKO, one or the other. I think that striking is too crisp, too clean. He's going to keep his distance, working with those body kicks, bring one over the top, probably sit Chandler down. Chandler's getting older. The chin's starting to go a little bit, but still a tough opponent. Going to be a great fight. But we're going to go Mauricio Rufy by TKO. Now, we got the Sugar Show back in action against Amin Zahabi. Again, a very, very good fight. Technical fight. Number 3 versus number 6 guy. Huge implications for both of these guys. Man, Zahabi's been running through the bantamweight division. Some questionable wins here and there, but he set himself up for this big fight against former champ Sugar Show, and I would like to argue that this is as big or maybe even bigger of a fight for Sean O'Malley than it is for Zahabi. Sean really can't lose here. If Sean loses here, the Sugar Show stock goes down big time. I mean, seriously, this is the White House card. He's a big name. He's coming off of a couple losses and a win, but for him to stay relevant in the bantamweight division right now, he's going to need to win this fight. It's a big, big fight for him, and he knows that. He said it himself, but this is a tough one for him. Really, really tough one. As far as it goes stylistically, the striking is there for both of these guys. I'll definitely give the edge to O'Malley, but Zahabi has proved that he can strike with some elite guys such as Jose Aldo. Zahabi's on a 7-fight win streak, couple finishes, couple decisions, and he's really been proven he's a tough, durable guy. And Sean O'Malley does struggle against the more durable guys, but this is a really, really tough fight to pick. It's really a tough fight to pick. But what type of American would I be if I picked a Canadian over an American at the UFC White House card? So I'm rocking with Sean O'Malley by decision. That's going to be my official prediction for this fight, and I'm going to rock with that all the way until this fight card. It's a really tough fight to pick. It's a really, really, really tough fight to pick. I like both of these guys. Really, really tough fighters. Obviously, Sean's taken a step back in his last couple fights, but you can't blame him. He's fought Merab twice. He's had really tough fights. So even Song Yadong, it was a tough fight for him. Very, very close decision win. And he's really going to have to step up in this fight. It's good competition, but we're rocking with Sean O'Malley. And we're going to move on to the next fight. This one is massive. We got Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane for the interim UFC heavyweight championship. And this is historical. I mean, first triple champ coming in here. There's big implications for both of these guys. You got Cyril Gane, the number one heavyweight in the world. Alex Pereira, who just jumped up. And, man, this is, again, a really tough one to predict. You know, you can go and say Poaton's got the striking edge, obviously, you know, with his kickboxing background. And he's been putting out the best guys in the world throughout his entire UFC career and even before his UFC career. Cyril Gane, on the other hand, same thing. Tough guy. His losses are to John Jones and Francis Ngannou. These are two of the heaviest hitters at heavyweight that are active right now. And I love Cyril Gane in this fight, if I'm going to be honest, and people are going to absolutely hate that. But the jump for Alex Pereira at heavyweight is not going to be a problem. You know, we've seen him with weight cutting problems in the past at the lower divisions, but weight here will not be an issue for Alex Pereira at all. He is going to be as fresh and energized as possible for this fight. There's going to be zero issue with the weight cut. And, you know, same thing for Cyril Gane, obviously fighting at heavyweight. It's going to get interesting in this fight. What's going to be interesting in this fight is seeing if Cyril Gane is going to bring it to the ground at all. You know, he's been working ground a lot ever since that Ngannou and Jones fight. He realized that he needs to have a strong ground game in this heavyweight division that has been evolving. And safe to say, Alex Pereira is not going to shoot for a takedown. I haven't seen him do that and really try to go wrestle somebody. I don't see that happening at all. Alex Pereira is going to stand in front of him and walk him down like he normally does in every fight. But to see how Cyril Gane reacts to that is going to be interesting. Cyril Gane's obviously very good with his kicks, you know, lining up those body kicks. He's one of the fastest heavyweights in the division. I'd like to argue that he's faster than Tom Aspinall. That's definitely something that could be up for debate. But speed here is going to be like this. I think both of these guys have similar speed. Who's the harder hitter is going to be the real question in this fight. Who's going to send the heavier shots? Both of these guys can knock each other out, 100%. But it really depends on who's going to be cracking harder. Is Alex Pereira going to be used to getting hit by a heavyweight? You know, he's fought in bigger guys. But jumping up a division, he hasn't fought a heavyweight guy yet. Is he going to be used to taking those punches? You know, we've seen him get knocked out only once, but he's also been tagged before. So, time for the prediction now. As much as I'm scared to pick it, I'm going with Alex Pereira by knockout. I think he's going to land that shot, put him out, become the first triple champ in UFC, and the scenes are going to be nuts. Right outside the White House card. I mean, how can you not want that as a UFC fan? So, we're going to ride with Alex Pereira by knockout. Go ahead and get him that heavyweight belt. And Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall, that could be a pretty good one. So, I'm going to rock with Alex Pereira. Last, but certainly not least, we got Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje to unify the lightweight championship. Boy, is this one going to be fun. Two heavy hitters that are just going to slug it out 100%. Do I see Justin Gaethje shooting for a takedown in this fight? Potentially. But most likely, I think he's just going to want to go into the fire. Especially after his win against Paddy the Baddy. Gave him a lot of confidence back on the feet. He knows that he shouldn't be in the pocket with Ilia Topuria. But we know Justin Gaethje. We know he's going to go to war. He's not going to change who he is because of the implications of this fight. And again, we got another barn burner on our hands. This one's going to be nuts. I don't have to say much about Ilia Topuria. We know all about him. And same thing for Justin Gaethje. We know both of these guys. We love both of these guys. And this one is going to be a banger. Now, if I'm going to go predictions here, I'm going to go realistic. These guys are going to stand and bank. They're going to go into the fire. And I believe Ilia Topuria is going to come out on top with the knockout, retain his title, and end the White House card off with an absolute bang. I mean, main event, KO. I see it happening. Someone's going to KO somebody. If Gaethje KOs Ilia Topuria at the main event of the White House card, the scenes are going to be unreal. I just can't pick against Ilia here. He's the best lightweight in the world. He's got the best stand-up game in the division. He's got a strong ground game, even if Justin Gaethje shoots. This is going to be Ilia's fight. This is going to be a big moment for him. And again, Ilia by knockout is going to be my prediction. And I feel like this card is going to end off with an absolute bang. So that is going to do it for the breakdown of the UFC White House card. Overall, I'm excited for this card. There's great fights on this card. Do I think the White House card was worth the hype? Yes and no. I feel like there could have been more content to it, as well as maybe waiting a little bit on announcing it and putting out a better fight. But what they got here right now, I would be gassed if this was just a normal card. I'd be like, how did they get all these names? So I will give Uncle Dana his props. He put together a hell of a card, and I'm super excited for this one to go down. I think that it's going to be probably one of the most exciting cards that UFC's ever released. You know, it being on the White House alone, just, you know, right in front of the White House lawn, the scenes are going to be unreal. And, you know, just like I said, I can't wait for it. That's going to do it today, though, for our breakdown. For all your MMA media needs and highlights, follow Combat Wire, and we will see you in the next video.